What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, the Uncultured Christian, and today we're going to be talking about a common claim made by the Black Hebrew Israelites. Now, the claim is simple. The Black Hebrew Israelites would say that based on what the Bible teaches, Jesus Christ is and was a black man. Now, they get this conclusion based on two things. One is the fact that they believe the Israelites of the Bible are black people, but not just any black people. They are the black people who were brought to America through the transatlantic slave trade. And secondly, they base it on the way they interpret the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14 through 15. Now, we will address their first premise in another video, but for this video, let's look at their second premise by reading Revelations chapter 1, verses 14 and 15. It says, "His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, and if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters." Now, I know you're probably asking yourself, what in the world does this scripture have to do with Jesus being black? Well, it has to do with the word wool. You see, they read this scripture and they will say wool has a coarse look and feel to it, and so does African Americans' hair. So clearly, Jesus must have had hair like a black man. Because of this reading, you will often see images like this one promoting this idea of Jesus being a black man with this coarse looking white hair. However, the scripture is not talking about the texture, but the color. We see it clearly. Jesus' head and hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. If it was about texture, then why would snow also be a reference used here? So you can clearly see a simple reading and basic understanding of language and usage clearly points to the fact that the texture of Christ's hair is not what the author was trying to describe here. But instead, he's merely just trying to describe the color of Christ's hair. Now, before I wrap this video up, let me say one or two more things on this topic really quickly. The first one being that we honestly don't really know what Christ looked like, much less what color he is. Now, we can make some assumptions on his skin color and appearance based on his lineage and the area in which he was born, but outside of that, we don't have much references to his appearance until much later after his death and resurrection. This is because for the early Christians and apostles, making an image of Christ would have been a direct violation of the second commandment. Since they believed that Christ was from heaven and was in fact God in the flesh, for them an image of him would have been a no-no. Also, the early church did not have time to paint and draw pictures because they were under constant persecution, leading to many of them becoming martyrs. Because of this, when we do start seeing images of Jesus come up in history, Jesus tends to resemble the people within the culture in which he was painted. Lastly, let me make this clear. What color Christ is does not matter as much as who Christ is. If Christ was a black man, that's fine with me. I have no problem with that. But the thing is, it's not his skin color I'm trusting in. What I am trusting in is he is who he claimed to be, which was the Son of God, who came to provide a sacrifice that is suitable in the eyes of God, so all people who believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And that, my friends, is the gospel. Hey guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful to you. I would just ask you to like and share, and find us on Facebook at Port City Apologetics. Until next time, keep fighting for that faith.